In the last video, we talked about what we know about equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. We learned that parallel lines are lines that have the same slope, and perpendicular lines are lines that have opposite and reciprocal slopes. So we're going to use that information to write equations for parallel and perpendicular lines. We're going to start with this one. Write the equation of a line parallel to y equals 2x plus 7 and passing through the point 3, -4. Well, why do they tell me that it's parallel to this line? What piece of information does that give me? Well, since it's parallel, I know that they must have the same slope. And what is the slope of y equals 2x plus 7? Well, the slope is going to be just 2. And I want it to go through this point 3, -4. You'll remember from last unit that we used this equation here to write the equation of a line. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our slope from this one and plug it in for slope. We're going to take our x and plug it in for x1 and our y and plug it in for y1. That's really pretty, isn't it? So what that looks like is y minus -4, because that was our y, equals 2, our slope, times x minus 3. Well, let's simplify that up and get rid of that minus and -4. And when we did that, I also went ahead and distributed my 2 times x and 2 times 3, which gives us y plus 4 equals 2x minus 6. We want to simplify that up. We subtract 4 from both sides, and we get y equals 2x minus 10. So we got our slope from this equation. We plugged in our x and our y only for y1 and x1, and then we simplified the equation and we isolated y. Let's do another one. When we look at this one, it says, write the equation of a line perpendicular to y equals 3x plus 4. Well, when they tell me perpendicular, I still need to look at this slope, right? It's a slope of 3. But my new line is going to have a slope that's the opposite and the reciprocal of 3. So 3 looks like 3 over 1. So I'm going to do the reciprocal. That makes it 1/3. Pardon the writing here. And I need to make it the opposite, which makes it, ooh, that was neat. That makes it -1/3. All right. We can't get the pen to work. That's okay. So we're going to use the same equation we used before. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. We're going to plug in our -1/3 for m, and we're going to plug in -6 for x1 and 2 for y1. So when we look at that, oops, it looks like this. So y minus 2, that was our y1. Our opposite reciprocal slope was -1/3, and then x minus a -6. Again, let's clean up that x minus a -6 to make it x plus 6. And then we're going to distribute our 1/3 to both of those. -1/3 times x is -1/3 x. -1/3 times 6 is -2. And then we want to clean that up by adding 2 to both sides and getting y all by itself. And when we do that, let's bring this up a little bit, we get y equals -1/3. And this line is going to be perpendicular to this line, and it goes through this point. I want to look at a couple of special situations. Here we want to write the equation of a line parallel to y equals 7. Well, what is a line that's just y equals a number? What does that look like? Well, it looks like a horizontal line. And while we don't always need to graph these, I'm going to go ahead and graph this so you can see it. Y equals 7. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to draw a horizontal line right there at y equals 7. We want a line that's parallel to that. That means we need another horizontal line. So let's see, we're going to just copy. Now we have our horizontal line, but I want this horizontal line to go through the point 5, -2. Well, where's the point 5, -2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -2, 1, 2 is right there. So this horizontal line needs to go through that point. So I'm going to take it, put it through that point, and I'm going to look at what is the equation of this line. Well, it's a horizontal line, so I know it looks like this. Y equals a number. So let's see. Y equals, sorry girls, my stylus isn't working, so I'm having to draw on the tablet. And what is the equation of that line? Y equals, well, all the y's on that line are -2, so y equals -2. You might notice from this, that's what this value is right here. And so there's a little shortcut there. If you know it's a y equals line, you can use the y from that equation, from that point, from that ordered pair. Okay, that was parallel. What if we want a line perpendicular to y equals 7? Well, I'm going to go ahead and sketch y equals 7 again. That was right here. And this time we want a perpendicular line to that. So we're going to want a line that looks like this, but I have to figure out where it goes. Well, it goes to the point 3, -4. So I'm going to find the point 3, -4 over 3 down 4 is right here. So I can drag our line over there, and I want to know what is the equation of that line. Well, it's a vertical line, so it's going to be, let's try this. It's going to be an x equals line, and what are all the x's on that line? They're all 3's. So the equation of that line is x equals 3. And we can see, let's grab our highlighter again, that x for the point is the same as the x for our line. We know that y equals lines are always horizontal, and our x equals lines are always vertical. Whoops, that's not a great vertical line. And we know that they need to meet at a right angle. So if you want a line that's perpendicular to a horizontal line, it's going to be a vertical line. All right, that's it.